Welcome to the next training video, part of a series of tutorials for the Natural Heritage Data Explorer.
Hi, I'm Joe Weber, Chief of Biodiversity Information and Conservation Tools at the Virginia Natural Heritage Program in the Department of Conservation and Recreation, and I'm going to provide some information on the Virginia Wildlife Corridor Action Plan. The plan was a collaborative effort of the Virginia Departments of Wildlife Resources, Transportation, Conservation and Recreation, and Forestry, with the goal of protecting vital wildlife habitat corridors and reducing wildlife vehicle conflicts, such as collisions, to promote driver safety. Three main products of the plan are represented spatially on NHDE. I'll start by talking about the areas of high wildlife vehicle conflict occurrences, which represent the areas of high wildlife vehicle conflict based on available data. The layer is particularly relevant for collisions with white-tailed deer and black bear, due to how these two species are associated with more costly and injurious collisions for drivers. The layer resulted from a geospatial analysis of subsets from two databases, Virginia Roads and Virginia Smart Roads. Wildlife biodiversity resilience corridors represent relatively intact, representative, and biologically diverse habitat connections that were designed to provide refugia and facilitate species distribution shifts as the climate changes and the landscape becomes more developed. They were developed using Conserve Virginia and the ecological cores and natural land network products of the Virginia Natural Landscape Assessment. The layer has classes for corridor and buffer, with the former being connections between the highest priority ecological cores and the latter being adjacent ecological cores that buffer the central corridors to make them more resilient. Nexus areas are coarse 25 square mile hexagons that represent opportunities where wildlife crash countermeasures could provide the mutual benefits of driver safety and wildlife corridor conservation. The layer resulted from a spatial overlay of the areas of high wildlife vehicle conflicts and the wildlife biodiversity resilience corridors. For more information about the Wildlife Corridor Action Plan, see the official website hosted by the Department of Wildlife Resources, from which the final plan and data resources can be downloaded.
Thanks for watching the Virginia Natural Heritage Data Explorer video tutorials. This training was for the public access side of NHDE only, not subscriber access, which requires a username and password to view sensitive natural heritage data. More detailed information about NHDE can be found under the Help tab by clicking on the NHDE User Guide. Please email us with any questions at nhdsupport@dcr.virginia.gov. These video tutorials were funded in part by the Virginia Coastal Zone Management Program through a grant from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration under the Federal Coastal Zone Management Act. Thanks for watching.